Rasmussen from Where's Your Next. It's been an extremely long time. I've had quite the journey over the last nearly 2.5 months now. Man, the story is definitely um, something to ponder and think about. In October of 2025, I was in Fresno, California, and I went and saw my favorite band, Switchfoot, um, there at the Big Fresno Fair. Um, and it brought memories of 2023, um, prior to a time of change. And I'll bring it full circle in a minute. But um, in 2023, I met the lead singer, John Foreman, who's had quite a journey. They became triple certified platinum with passion for their music because of what they focused on. They wrote a song called "Dare You to Move," and I'm going to read. I want to read the lyrics to you because they're relevant to my situation and my story. Um, because they tell the story very well and they give understanding to what I've been through and the journey I've been on in 2 months' time. So tonight, as I share this, everything's done with the right intent, the right focus on my specific set of circumstances and where I wish to go and what I want to do. So from that perspective, it's been a definite journey from figuring out how things fit together to the you know reality of my own career journey and where it's taken me. Um, yeah, let me read these lyrics and then we'll get into it and I'll talk about why I'm sharing tonight, talking about resiliency. So the art of resiliency, as I call this particular vlogcast. So if you're out there and you're watching this, I hope it helps you. I hope my story gives you perspective, and I hope it opens a door for your own understanding of where you want to be and what you're striving to do. Because we only get one life, and we got to live it to the best of our ability and keep making strides to continue to improve and get better each day. And not only that, but to live each day with a sense of purpose and a sense of urgency, because that's exactly what it takes to succeed in today's modern world. I've been often listening to the Ed Milet Show, which is becoming one of the number one podcasts in America, one number one business podcast. He consistently talks about the power of one more, going above and beyond each day, refining every day, getting better each day, and lifting yourself to another level of accountability. And no matter what happens, if you've lived in that way, then you will completely succeed, whatever the task, whatever the circumstance, and whatever the situation has been. So it's vital to continue to refine, to grow, and to keep bouncing back from whatever you're facing, whatever you're going through at the moment. Because life is short and you only get one shot. So let me read this Dare You to Move song, and then I'll explain the story behind the lyrics so that you can benefit from it. And then I'll get into what my journey has been over the last couple months, and it'll all make sense as I wrap it all together. So let's do that. So this song starts "Dare You to Move," which is off a movie called the "A Walk to Remember," and that came out many years ago. But it's a very good movie. I would recommend it to you. If you want something uplifting to watch, for sure. It gives you a different perspective. It gets you on target. It keeps you focused, and that's a good thing. So let's talk about this. So the lyrics to "Dare You to Move," which is what also helped Switchfoot become a very popular band. That's what launched them, was the Nicholas Sparks movie "Dare You to Move," or sorry, "A Walk to Remember." But "Dare You to Move" was one of the featured songs on it. So "Dare You to Move" lyrics read as follows: "Welcome to the planet. Welcome to existence. Everyone's here. Everyone's here. Everybody's watching you now. Everybody waits for you now. What happens next? What happens next? I dare you to move. I dare you to move. I dare you to lift yourself up off the floor. I dare you to move like today never happened. Today never happened before. Welcome to the fallout. Welcome to resistance. The tension is here. The tension is here between who you are and who you could be, between how it is and how it should be. I dare you to move. I dare you to move. I dare you to lift yourself up off the floor like today never happened. Today never happened. Maybe redemption has stories to tell. Maybe forgiveness is right where you fell. Where can you run to escape from yourself? Where are you going to go? Where are you going to go? Salvation is here. I dare you to lift yourself up off the floor. I dare you to move. I dare you to move. Like today never happened. Today never happened before. Now, the story goes as follows. When I asked Switchfoot in 2023, November 2023, right before another change, um, at that point in time, because the employer at the time, uh, he lost some budget and couldn't keep me, unfortunately. And that's what happened. So he was in a bind. But I went to watch them. And then I was lucky to later land at AARP, where I was for about 18 months. Um, anyway, I'm getting off topic here. Let me slide back just a tad here. I digress a little bit. So let me do that, and then I'll move to the rest of the story there about my journey and how it all came together. But at that time, when I was sitting in front of in Salt Lake City at their concert for the Beautiful Letdown tour, I had a VIP event, and I was at the front, and I was near where John Foreman was, and he could see me, and I could see him, and we were like a few feet from each other. And I asked him, "What was the inspiration for the words for dare you to move?" And he looked me in the eye and he said, "Dare you to move was about a choice that we had to make early in our careers when we had tried everything to try to get our band off the ground, to try to get growth, to try to move forward. We had a choice. We could drop out of college and pursue our music, or we could follow what the world was telling us to do, to give up our musical dream and to focus on college and the safe route." Well, what'd they do? You can guess. They went on to go triple certified platinum with their album, The Beautiful Letdown. Why was that? It was because of a story by Nicholas Sparks called A Walk to Remember. And their album got featured on the soundtrack. They sold millions of records in a very short period of time and became a recognized band. And now they tour all over the place and are doing what they love every single day. So that's the story. So he told this again when I went to the concert in October 2025. And I felt like the transition, was going to be fine, that everything was going to come together within my own circumstance, because I had a contract that was ending in just a few months. And I knew that due to budget, one, and two, due to a defined timeline, every contractor at AARP has to have a mandatory 3-month break before they can come back. Now, budget was also a circumstance, and my boss was just keeping me in the loop on all this. So I knew that there was a need for me to look. So I started the job search journey just in case. And as it turned out, that was a good move because I landed at another great employer as of March. And so 2 shout outs, one to AARP. Thank you, everyone there. I miss all of you. I miss my amazing boss, who was an absolute trooper, Tim Staley. You made a difference in my life. And I hope you get to see this, and I hope someone calls it out to you. But I want you to know You are a fantastic human being that really opened a door for me and helped me run a sourcing function. And it was a wonderful experience. Even though the budget ran out, hey, it's okay. Now, can you believe it? Now I'm going to get into the personal story and the crazy circumstances that lead me to this moment, because it's worth saying and talking about. But before I do, let me say this. You have one life to live. One. You only get one shot at it. You have to make the most of every single day. You have to rise up when challenges hit you. You have to keep going and moving forward, because that is what opens doors. That is what makes things happen. So if you're a job seeker, hang with it. Keep going. Because I can tell you, I was blessed to have circumstances fall into place. Now, to my current employer, I'm not going to shout out your name today because people can look me up. But let me say this. You are awesome, and I like working for you, and I appreciate the opportunity to help you. And I'm looking forward to seeing what our journey accomplishes. So thank you for giving me a shot and bringing me aboard so I could do what I do. I'm very blessed and grateful to them. So shout out to the team I'm with now. Thank you. Thank you. You've all been great. You've all been friendly and helpful to me in getting up and running. So cheers to you on this Friday. I'm looking forward to what the future, whatever the future may bring, and this journey that we're on now. So here's the crazy part. So one day after, this was on, so January 28th, 2026 was the day that my contract with AARP ended. That night, I've never done this before, but as the story goes, I had this, what amounted to an accident. I was sleepwalking. This is the weirdest thing. I can't even, but I look back on what happened and how it happened, and it's worth talking about because resiliency is so very important in this modern time. In the midst of everything going on with the economy and everything else happening all at the same time, resilience is your X factor, how you get up, how you keep showing up when people depend on you. Very important. So that night, I was sleepwalking, and I don't even know. I remember being in a dream, kind of, having, you know, but I just thought, when you're in a dream, you're in a dream. It's in your subconscious, right? So I walked to essentially the edge in this sleepwalking state of the stairs to our basement. And then I went down the stairs and put about this size hole in the wall of the stair landing. Now, that caused a crack over here and right up here, what's called a brain bleed. Now, I had some seizures. I had a couple other things happen. I was in the hospital. And shout out to the people that are amazing at the University of Utah. Chance they saved my life. I recovered in record time. I recovered quickly and got on my feet. And not only that, it was a couple weeks later, or not, yeah. My wife reached out to the current organization, sent them a note and said, hey, this happened. And he can't come in, but we'll probably postpone the interview. So literally 10 days later, maybe, I reached out to see if they'd still have me, and they graciously did. And then this role came about. So that happened very quickly in the midst of this recovery process. Now, the other thing that's interesting is when they were doing the imaging to check the head, right? They discovered that on my kidney is what they call a lesion that's about yay big, and your kidney is about this big. So it's like, maybe that big right there. And it's towards the top. It's on the right-hand side, right over here somewhere. So I have what could be kidney cancer. So how would anyone go through all these events and keep moving forward, right? Well, I thank my family, I thank my friends, I thank all, TA friends who are reaching out to me saying, "Hey, what's going on? We saw what happened." And the people that donated to the GoFundMe, knowing that I was in a transitional moment, who stepped up to the plate to help. Now it moves me. It moves me because I am a human being, but it also moves me because of who I am. I have been in talent acquisition for my adult career, and I cherish every opportunity that I have to make a difference in my chosen field, because hiring is the front end of a great outcome. And anywhere I go from this day forward, I make a pledge to whoever I work for, whoever will take the time to hire me, that I will go the next level of performance or figure out what I can do to do just that. Because now that I've had this circumstance, it makes me want to be the best version of myself for whomever is out there. So this story is important because I was getting asked by a lot of people, "Where have you been? We haven't seen you online. We haven't seen you for a while." Hence the question. This is what happened, and this is how it happened. I have a presence in the TA community in Utah and within, the greater national arena. I've spoken at several different conferences. I've had the journey of giving back to the TA profession that I love so much. So, no matter what role I'm in, my perspective has become the day before I was stressing. I was like, how is everything going to happen? I've got all this stuff going on. But then this happened. And it proved to me a few important things: that your family is number one, that your work and the people you work with daily deserve your best self. And I listened to the Ed Milet podcast, as I said, while I'm doing my work in this new role now. And he gives me perspective. He wrote a book called The Power of One More. And if you haven't read it, I would recommend it to you as a resource to help you be resilient. But this is the power of resiliency. It's the power to make a comeback. It's the power to rise back up. It's the power to keep going and go to the next step. Now, as a human being, you're not going to be perfect in every single situation. You're going to have circumstances where you do something stupid. And you're going to have circumstances in any new situation that you are in where you're going to be learning and in a place of growth. I will tell you this. It was in 2021. I'd been at ADP for 9 years, and I made a certain leap of faith, which gave me international recruiting experience. Then I went on to do staffing sales and enter into the construction industry and learn about that space and learn what it takes to be successful. And then I went on to another area as well. I led a sourcing function. Every single one of these experiences. And speaking again at SourceCon in 2023, and speaking at a couple of other events, it's been a journey. And I'm excited to volunteer at the Erie Innovation Summit. I will be virtual and part of the Greet Squad. It starts early morning, so I'll be having early days. Um, it'll happen so on April 30th, I go in to get laparoscopic surgery to remove that lesion that they think could be 50-50 chance it's cancer. They're going to go test it. I have to be out a couple days. But you know what? At the end of the day, no matter what happens, I must first think of gratitude and stay grounded in the fact that I'm on a journey which makes me push and go forward and drive because that's what I know and that's what I know how to do. That's the way I'm going to live my life. I have to. I have no other choice because I get one shot. So from me to you, wherever you are, if you are a millennial struggling, or if you're in a job search or life, is throwing you a curveball, it's okay to be human. It's okay to cling to your family. It's okay to be real and authentic. We need more of that now, more than ever before. And see people through the lens that if they give you a shot, if they take the time to open a door to you, to always bless them with your best effort, your best outcomes, your best focus, and lift that to another level because that's what they deserve. So, from me to you, Where's Your Next Talent vlogcast is back up. That's why the hiatus, that's where I've been. But it's a good excuse. But I can't even believe that this has happened. Like, if you had told me 4 months ago that I would be in the set of circumstances that I have gone through to come to the other side and working in a new environment and to have all this happen simultaneously, I would have told you were crazy because I would have thought, hey, it's going to happen, I'm just going to keep rolling and, I've got my contract that ended and I had the means to, make it through. That's number one, is always being 2 steps ahead of the curve, whatever that may be, and thinking outside of the box because that's what this modern time demands. And if you're in talent acquisition, being authentic is the most single powerful differentiator in this time for candidates and your client. So at the end of this, I had to do this because I had to record this. It was something that was just, it's a journey that happened and it was just what it was, and I've got a few speaking opportunities coming up via webinar. I've got a few other things in the hopper. Beautiful opportunities, beautiful circumstances to exercise influence. And when it's all said and done, I also have the opportunity to change myself and bring people along for the ride. So this experience has become almost a call to me to live each day with a sense of purpose and a sense of collaboration and focus, because this is the new this is the I've always been collaborative. I've always been one to be friendly. I've always been one to try and lift my team. I've always been one to keep my deadlines, to keep moving and keep driving. But now I'm at a point where I have another opportunity to stretch and grow and move up, because the rest of 2026, as far as I'm concerned, is going to be fantastic. This is the way to live. I come back to their great song, Dare You to Move, And it's a good reminder of why I keep going. One, for my family. Two, for my friends. Three, for my employer. Four, for what will be. Life is precious. You only get one shot. One shot. The most successful people I know are ones who keep getting up, keep getting up, keep getting up, no matter what life throws at them. And that is the lesson I have learned in these 60 some odd days. And reflecting back on it, what a remarkable journey. I don't know where this will take me, what the next steps in the journey are yet, or how it's going to all unfold, but I am in a really good place. I've got a lot to be grateful for, and now it is time to go to the next level and just go to super performance, whatever it takes. And being humble, being visible, not being afraid to share ideas and think, uh, you know, with a sense of purpose. That's what makes success. Which is why, Ed Milet's vlogcast his podcast, the Ed Milet Show, has been a extremely valuable resource this past 2 months. But that's where I'm at. Well, thanks for listening. If you stayed this long, I appreciate you. Um, from me to you on this Friday night in this beautiful, beautiful springtime coming out from Utah. We'll see you soon. Peace. Mike out from Where's Next. Be back on soon. Looking to get some guests on. This is also why I couldn't record my earlier vlogcast with the great John Tagsy. And we're going to try to get that back up. Just have to make some time with him. He's in the Czech Republic. Great perspective. Add value. That's it. I always add value. You get, 24 hours in a day. Get yourself to peak performance, whatever it takes. Don't give up. It's worth it. We'll see you soon again on Where's Your Next? Mike out. Have a great weekend, everyone. Until next time, we'll see you soon.